This video is to explain Figure 1 within Lab 6. Figure 1 happens to be a series parallel circuit of 3 resistors. So we happen to have a 2.2K that's in series to this parallel network of a 1K ohm and a 3.3K ohm. So what you're simply asked to do is measure the resistance across all 3 of these resistors individually, and then calculate out what the total resistance would be across the entire circuit. So what you'll notice is the 2.2K will be the same, and then you're going to be adding in this parallel network. So the resistance is going to be less than your least value resistor, so your 1K ohm. So you're going to be adding that 2.2K ohm plus that parallel network to equal your total resistance. From there, you're asked to determine what the certain currents are within here. So we happen to have your source current, which happens to be from your actual source, which happens to be going from your 12-volt power brick here, which we're actually using all that 12 volts, so we're going all the way down, and it happens to be connected to our red column right here, which goes all the way over. It's being bussed over to this column here, as well as being bussed over to this column, going over to our last column, which is where both our red lead is for our positive terminal, and then our negative terminal, which happens to be ground. So we're going to be measuring current across here by simply taking out this lead and measuring it with our DMM. We're then going to be measuring the current across I1 or R1, which happens to be at this point here. So you're going to be taking out this lead, and you're going to be measuring in series to basically determine the current. And then for I2 and 3, you're going to be measuring across both resistors here. So each individually. You should notice that when you're doing this, that I1, or the current across your first resistor, so this 2.2K, is going to equal the source current, and then both currents within this parallel network will equal the source current. Lastly, you're asked to simply measure the voltage across all of these guys individually. So you're asked to measure across R1 first. You should get a voltage drop across here simply by, you could multiply the source current by 2.2K and you'll get that voltage. And then the difference between the source voltage by this 2.2K is going to equal both voltages on these 2 resistors. And that's essentially what you're doing in this first part of the lab.